what's up you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. We got something a little different for this video. I've got a special guest named Lindsay L, who's an amazing artist, singer-songwriter, and guitar player. She recently had a #1 on the country charts, so big congrats to her. She's gonna talk about the songwriting process, and it's gonna give a really nice perspective for this channel, I think. So, you can check her out in the link in the description at her own YouTube channel. And without further ado, Lindsay L.
Hey guys, my name is Lindsay L. Marty, thank you so much for that sweet introduction. I'm so excited to be here to teach you guys a few things, to talk about a few things. I'm a crazy guitar nerd. I love everything about songwriting, and so Marty, it means so much that you'd ask me to come hang out with you guys. I've been writing songs ever since I was 10 years old. I kind of grew up on the stage playing 3-4 hour gigs and writing songs and touring across Canada before I moved down here. So I signed my first publishing deal 9 years ago, but writing songs is part of my job, which is so amazing. And I'm so grateful for it. So today, we thought it would be cool to sit here and talk about songwriting. The coolest thing about songwriting is there are really no rules. The minute you say there's a rule, somebody's gonna prove you wrong and get like a massive #1 song with that. But there are some guidelines, I will say, that can help you get started at least. The most important thing about songwriting, as honest as you can be, is exactly where you wanna start. Like if you're feeling something inside your heart, that's what you should write a song about. Generally, where I start to write a song is from like a lyrical theme. But it's basically just like a topic. A title even. Like, let's say you wanted to write a song called Sunny Day. I'm not gonna pick something like really sad. I want Sunny Day to sound happy. You know, you want like a nice, happy, musical thing to go underneath your lyrical theme. And as a theme, it can literally be as simple as one word, and it can be your title. And because there are no rules to songwriting, that title can change. I change the title of my song 4 or 5 times sometimes. Even when the song's finished, I'll look at the song and be like, it needs to be called something else. So once you pick your lyrical theme, then you're gonna want to, let's figure out a chord progression. Chords are something that a lot of us know. Maybe you don't know a lot about chords, but the great thing is you don't need many of them. You really just need a few. Some of the most famous songs are all of about 4 chords throughout the whole thing. In Nashville, we use this thing called the number system. And so if you've ever heard 1-4-5, that's what we're referring to. And basically, we're just talking about chords and chord structure. So for instance, in the key of C major, your 1 would be a C. Your 2 chord would be a D, which the 2 is usually a minor. So D minor. Your 3 chord is also a minor, so it would be an E minor. Or you can play it down here. Your 4 chord is a major, so F major. Your 5 chord is also a major and can also be a dominant sometimes, so G major or G7. Your 6 chord is the relative minor, so it is usually always a minor. That in the key of C is A. So that's A minor. Now the 7 chord is something that a lot of songs play with. You can have a 7, you can have a flat 7, you can have a minor 7, you can have a major 7. It all depends on the kind of song you're writing, the kind of feel you want. So in the key of C, a 7 could be a B minor. If you had a major 7, it could be a B major. If you have a flat 7, and I know this is getting really complicated, but if you have a flat 7, it could be a B flat major. But that's your 7, and then you make it all the way back to a 1 again, to a C major. And so let's just say for fun's sake, we'll take the 1, 4, 5, and the 6. We'll just play a little chord progression. So let's say we'll play 1 to a 4, to a 5, back to a 1, We'll just make it really simple. Okay, so now you have a chord progression, and you can start with that easy 3 chords, your 1, 4, and your 5, and you can start writing. Not to get like too crazy about chords, but there are things called a major chord, for instance, C major. It's very happy sounding, so for our sunny day song, I probably would use a lot of major chords, like C major, F major, G major. Major chords are very happy sounding. They're also very grounding. So sometimes when you hit a chorus, having a nice open major chord can be a great way of starting with your chorus, especially starting your chorus on the 1 chord. So that's the key you're in, is a wonderful way of being like, dun da da da, here's the chorus. It's the biggest part of my song. But then to add flavors, there are things called minor chords, like we talked a little bit about. Let's say we want to write a song called A Rainy Day. Maybe we want that to sound a little bit more sad. So yeah, I probably would start with more minor things, or also the 2 chord, using the Nashville number system, would be a D minor in our key of C. So let's say a chord progression that we could use would be, when we're still in our key of C, we could go A minor to a D minor, to our 4 chord, we're still in C, to an F, and then back to our 6, which is our A minor. So that's A minor to a D minor, to an F, and that's so much more sad of a melody than our first one. Our first one is sunny day, we're happy. This one is a rainy day, we're very sad. That's just an example of how chords can really help kind of set the mood and the tone of a song. And throwing in some minors there when you're maybe talking about something that is a little bit more heartfelt can really help you with your songwriting and help you sort of get your message and point across. The last thing I'll say about chords is there are these things called dominant chords. You can find a lot in blues music. Anytime you see a C7, for instance, you see them a lot in rock music too, but you use them a lot in blues music. And it just gives it that, I don't know, that kind of more rockabilly tone. Oftentimes, using the Nashville number system, you can make your 5 chord dominant. Anytime when you're going back to your 1 chord, hearing a dominant 5 is sort of like, okay, we're going back to the 1. So you can set up your big 1 chord, your final finish, using a dominant 5th chord. So in our key of C, we're playing a C, we're playing an F. If we were to make our 5 chord, which is the G dominant, it kind of is even more of like a little hint of, oh, we're going back to the 1. So using dominant chords is just another fun flavor that you can play around with. The way I start writing a song is I'll get those chords and then I'll just start singing things over it. I'll be like, and I'll just start singing random things. And then once I find a melody that I like, that's memorable, then I'll be like, okay, that's a good melody that I'll keep. And lyrics come after that. There are these things called rhyme schemes, or if you've ever seen something that's VC, VC, BC, and you're like, what does that mean? Is that like a long Roman numeral or something? That stands for verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. That again is just a guideline. It's a guideline of what a lot of songs you listen to, you know, on the radio, they kind of follow that. You have your first verse, your chorus, your second verse, your chorus, which is usually the same, then a bridge, which is usually a different, you throw like a different chord or something in there, or a different melody, and then back to your chorus. And the great thing about a chorus is it's the one part of your song that is memorable. It's the same melody, it's the same lyrics, it's that thing that people can hear and be like, oh yeah, I heard that. When I'm sitting down for a write, I'll start with my chorus. You don't need to write a song from verse then your chorus, then your second verse. You can write it in pieces. So again, no rules, but I generally start with my lyrical theme. Then I find, you know, some cool chords, and I just start singing things over it. I will just record myself singing random things for 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'll listen back to it and be like, okay, that's great. And sometimes I'll throw random words in there. I'll be like, so I've been walking and I'll scat and I'll sing oohs and ahs, and then I'll sing a few more words. And the more you can let it just flow out of you, the more you will find little gems. And sometimes you'll even just say lines and you're like, I don't even know where that came from, but that's a great part of the song that needs to be in there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this songwriting lesson. Like I said, there are no rules. You can literally write whatever you are feeling, and once you're doing that, then you know you're doing the right thing, because songwriting is about writing your feelings. Make sure to check out my page. The link will be in the description, as well as do not forget to like and subscribe to Marty Music. I'm Lindsay L, and we'll see you next time.
All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Big shout out and thank you to Lindsay L. Once again, you can check her out in the link in the description. If you guys have any comments or anything else you'd like to see from me or from Lindsay for that matter, let me know in the comments below. Hope to see you guys again real soon. See you later.